could join us on the riser in the back so that we can accommodate all of our guests.
Here, what do you need? Yes.
All right, good morning again, and thank you for joining us. I'm Marjorie Harris, Press Secretary to Mayor Baraka. You know, Henri Matisse, the French artist, said that creativity takes courage. And by the looks of this room, Newark is not lacking courage. From Jerry Gant to Michelle Morgan to my fellow wordsmith Lauren Craig, who's also a barrister, and to so many other people that are included. Thank you for joining us today. Today we will be speaking about the impact of the arts on our economy, and we'd like to begin by welcoming the Executive Director for the Mayor's Office of Arts, Cultural Development, and Tourism, Ms. Gwen Moten.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to the historic Newark Symphony Hall. Yes, and the Mayor's press event on arts and culture. The Mayor's Office of Arts, Cultural Development, and Tourism is the city's supporting agent of the Mayor's agenda to include all arts in the many hues and in many forms in the activities in the development of the city. And I like to say he looks at it as a holistic approach to developing the city. As the Mayor's representative for the arts and the arts activities as well as tourism, and as an early board member of Newark Arts, formerly Newark Arts Council, I am happy, very happy to partner with Newark Arts as we promote and celebrate Newark as a city of the arts. Now, please welcome the Executive Director of Newark Arts, Jeremy Johnson.
Thank you, Ms. Moten. What a thrill it is to be here. What a great day, what a full room, and what a great week for Newark. I was with our mayor yesterday at Malcolm Shabazz High School, where there were hundreds of youth and dozens of adults there to cheer them on, and it was said that this is a mayor of education. And I'm here to tell you, yes, Mayor Baraka is a mayor of education, and he is a mayor of the arts, but those are not mutually exclusive. And I'm really thrilled to be here to talk about the numbers today. But first, before we get into our program, I do want to acknowledge representatives who've come from beyond our borders to share in this conversation today. Mary Eileen Peratt of the New Jersey State Council on the Arts. We have Anne Marie Miller and Adam Pearl of the Art Pride, New Jersey. Thank you for being with us. And also from Newark Creates, we have representatives. So this is a Newark family celebration, but it's also about the state and the country and the world watching Newark. So very quickly, let me tell you, today is about numbers. You've heard of that thing called STEAM, science, technology, engineering. Well, we're here to talk about not just the beauty of the arts, and the mayor can really talk about how important they mean to us, but they also mean business. And we're really thrilled that the Americans for the Arts, which is a national outfit out of Washington, D.C., has worked with us, with Newark Arts over the years, to calculate how much money is generated by the arts and cultural industry, by the nonprofit arts and cultural industry. So the numbers you see here don't represent the for-profit side, so the numbers are even bigger when you see those. So, jobs. The mayor talks a lot about jobs and how important they are to our city. Well, many of the artists and arts organizations in this room, you contribute to that. 5,000 jobs, according to our the last survey that was done by American for the Arts, and $178 million generated. By comparison with other cities our size, on every one of the numbers you see here, Newark exceeds them exponentially. We are definitely fighting above our weight. We are punching above our weight. We are so proud at Newark Arts to be the galvanizer of these numbers. And I want to say tribute to all of the artists and arts organizations that are here. I want to say thank you to those of you who are here, part of Newark Arts Art Start program. the grants that we make out. Those of you who are here as part of our Newark Creates program, which we are partnering with the mayor for a cultural plan that's going to weave all parts of our city here together, not just the downtown, but the wards, so important to us. And I also want to thank you for being here, for being part of Open Doors, which is this coming fall, the great celebration of the arts. And we're just on the heels of a fabulous Newark International Film Festival. I see, if I start naming names, you know where I'm going to go. I won't be able to stop. But Open Doors is coming. We have the opening of the Grammy Museum. We have all of our major anchors are represented here. From New Jersey Performing Arts Center's major anniversary coming up, 20th anniversary, and our New Jersey Symphony is here. I will name a couple, our Newark Museum, the Newark Library, major anchors, but it's not just about the anchors. It's about many of our small, emerging, independent artists. They contribute to these numbers as well. And we at Newark Arts are really thrilled to work with all of them as the umbrella, combining this work to make Newark rise higher and higher and higher. I want to invite to the dais now a person who really knows these numbers really intensely. She's worked with cities across the nation and regions across the nation. Her name is Marita Wester, and she is with the Americans for the Arts. Please come to the dais.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. I have to say it's a little intimidating to be introduced as the numbers person because that's such an exciting part of talking about the arts. But I want to extend our greetings and our congratulations on behalf of Americans for the Arts. Our President and CEO, Bob Lynch, Randy Cohen, our Vice President of Research and Policy and the architect of the Arts and Economic Prosperity Study. This is the 5th national study that we have done, and it's been the largest. Newark joins 341 local and regional studies across the country in all 50 states, plus the District of Columbia. And it is really the largest study that we have ever done. And the results are in, and they are powerful. The arts and culture in America is a $166.3 billion industry, generating 4.6 million jobs across the country and $27.5 billion in government revenue. It is indeed a good numbers story. But in the short time that I have, I know you'll be disappointed I'm not going to calculate all the formulas here that arrived at this, but we can talk later. I want to talk a little bit about the amazing story of Newark. New Jersey was also part of the national study, and we thank our wonderful state partners, Art Pride New Jersey and the New Jersey State Council on the Arts for helping us create the picture of what's happening in my hometown state, New Jersey, personally. And New Jersey State alone, the economic activity of arts and culture is $520 million. Now, where is Newark in that picture? Well, Newark, I am really pleased to say, represents 1/3 of that number of arts and culture activity. Yes. And now on the national level, in population similar to the city of Newark, your economic activity is twice that of the average community of your side, 178 million versus the average of 89 million. And in fact, you produce almost twice as many jobs. Newark, 4,963 versus 2,844. That is amazing. Wow. This is a vibrant and vital arts community, and everyone here contributes to that. And so finally, the other little statistic, things that we track at Americans for the Arts is out of town spending. People coming into your population. Amazingly, of Newark's 41% of arts attendees that come from outside of Essex County, on our survey, 79% of them said they came for your arts and culture. Wow. So congratulations. An amazing arts and culture community. I know we are so proud at Americans for the Arts to have you as part of our national study, our good stories, and we also really thank your partners, the corporate and business community, which has been really remarkable, Newark Arts, Jeremy, and of course, City Hall and your mayor. My final point, which is to kind of emphasize and thank the mayor's office for hosting this event. You'll be pleased that you are joining a high level of leadership at the national level. In a study issued by the National League of Cities, they talk about, of their members, economic activity being their #1 priority. But what is also a growing trend is that 25% of their mayors are actually citing arts and culture, economic activity as one of the innovative strategies for fueling their economy.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mayor Baraka, Newark Arts, for hosting this event and shining a light on the importance of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Marita, appreciate that. There were 31 organizations in Newark that participated in this survey, and you'll see them come up on the screen there. Scrolling by quickly, want to thank all of them. They're also listed in the program you received. Want to thank all of you for participating in that survey. And I also want to use this moment to acknowledge 2 board members of Newark Arts who are here. Lisa Love, raise your hand. I couldn't do it without you. And Marcy Tapina, we all know Marcy Tapina. Thank you. We can't have a meeting or a function about the arts without actually having something artsy. So I'm very pleased to invite Janitza Miranda to the stage. You may have seen her recently at the wonderful performances at the Newark Public Library, at Newark Riverfront Revival, at the Rooftop series that's coming out by Dream Play Media. Please welcome Maritza Miranda. I'm sorry, Janitza Miranda. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble, and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darkened out that skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found. From your window pane to a place beyond the sun, just to set me on the way. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really Come to you.
Thank you, Jeanette. Dreams really do come true here in this city. I know why you were on The Voice now. Yes. Beautiful. I'd like now to invite a person who we all know, one of Newark's own fabulous artists, Tony Award winning, the dance advisor for New Jersey Performing Arts Center. He needs no introduction. We love him, Savion Glover. Talk to us about art and love.
Well, I was told this was a luncheon, so the only reason why I'm here is because I'm hungry. But greetings, Assalamu alaikum, peace, greetings to you all. I'm very happy to be here. When I came here, I saw the fabulous face of one of my aunties, and it just reminded me of my mother. And my mother used to work in this great building, City Hall, here in Newark. I'm born and raised here. I am a product of this city. As I look at my auntie and I think about my mother, I blame them for everything that I am. And I thank you. I thank you, and I thank my mother, because from a very early age, I was in the arts. I don't remember life without art, or without music, or without some type of self-expression. So I am a huge supporter of the arts. I think we do generations to come a terrible disservice by removing or eliminating them the opportunity to be a part of the arts. I am now a proud owner of a building, thanks to my good friend and one of my more trustworthy constituents. He was driving by a building one day. He told me that it was for sale. And I called my accountant. And I said, can we do this? And he said, but I did it anyway. And we have a building here in Newark where we encourage the youth, similar to, I guess, one's approach. My approach to the arts, or teaching tap dancing, is a holistic approach to the dance and to the art form. I allow the kids an opportunity to express themselves versus express what I teach or express what the teachers feel is necessary. I am also a proud member of the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, where they're doing wonderful things. I'm on the board there. I'm also the dance advisor for New Jersey Performing Arts Center. And I am just overwhelmed with joy about everything that is happening in the great city of Newark. I am proud of the city. I am also my humble and proud privilege to be considered a friend of the mayor. Of course I acknowledge him, but my debt is to his family, to his father, who has been instrumental, inspirational in everything. I'm sure not only to me, but to a lot of people in this room. So I am here. I am also very enthusiastic about the opportunity that is to come for my dear brother Do-It-All as well. So I am circulating and spreading my energy around to everything that is happening in Newark. I am a proud supporter. When I think about the economics and the arts, I think about, again, all the wonderful things that are happening and the importance of affording a generation to come these opportunities to explore Newark through the arts and through arts education. So I thank you. Call on me at any time, but please, food. If it's going to be a luncheon,
We're not to lunch.
I appreciate it. Thank you all. Peace.
We got a lot of great places to eat in our town, so we're going to make the economy grow with those. Now, it gives me great pleasure. What are we all here to hear from our great Mayor Ras Baraka? Yeah. And I know we have some special technical things we're going to do, but we'll. I'm really just sort of dumbfounded, just being in the shadow of a mayor who is an arts mayor. I've often worked behind the scenes as a liaison, but now in my role, I get to represent the city, and it's so great to be able to say we have a mayor who represents community, who represents the arts. I'm really so proud of his work. Mr. Mayor, please come forward.
Thank you. Wow. We should have had this somewhere else. There's certainly a lot of people in here. But it's a good thing that we're out here for the right reason. Yes. That's for sure. I mean, you know, this shouldn't be really anything special. You know, our first form of communication was the drum, right? You know that. We could thank you for the theme music. Right, Shaq. You know, with the beating of the drum, and even the book said in the beginning there was the word, right? So when I was a kid, I obviously was immersed in art and culture, and I'm still a poet to this day. You know, Dr. J knows a little bit about that. To this day, there was, as a kid, I learned about very specific artists and activists at the same time. Besides my mother and father, Paul Robeson was born on April 18 something, and we were born on the same day, April 9th, and my mother told me that, and since then I have become kind of a fan of Paul Robeson since I was a young man, of his ability to be an artist, an activist, a scholar, an athlete, all at the same time. As well as a man named Aimé Césaire, who is a French-speaking man from Martinique, who was the mayor and served on the French National Assembly, but was very instrumental in the Negritude movement there, putting emphasis on Afro-French culture and literature, which I was very intrigued by as a young man, that this man could be a politician, an elected official, and all this, and an artist at the same time. And of course, my father said the noblest function of art is to oppose what is ugly. Our problem is we have been trying to figure out what ugly is for a very long time. And once we discover what ugly is, then our art can oppose it in the right way. And so I don't think that any of this is a reach, a stretch. That there's a gap between art and education, art and politics, art and economy. We should know that the commercialization and the commodification of art has made many people rich, right? So they say that crime don't pay, but they've been stealing our art for years. Right. But at the end of the day, we feel like the only way to move our cities forward is through art. In fact, most cities that have recovered from the recession, the Great Recession, have recovered through a kind of combination of, eds and meds, tech and art, right? Those things together, which we have in Newark. We have all of the above. We have a robust art community. In fact, we were voted in the top 10 of one of the most vibrant art communities in the country, here in the city of Newark. we have those opportunities here in the city, and we're using it to bring our city back, to put images and faces all over the city. And back to oppose what's ugly, somebody hit me on a Twitter and said, why do we think it's necessary to put faces up around the city? And I said it's important for our kids to see themselves in as beautiful, to see themselves as grand, as enormous, as incredible and outstanding. When they walk out of their house, to see a big, beautiful brown face.
That's right.
To combat the faces they see on Channel 12 and 4, we want them to see a big, beautiful brown face in all of its glory. And all of everything that it represents. We want them to drive on McCarter Highway and see a multitude of diversity in their face, and all kinds of ways and expressions that they can embrace and say, this is my community, this is my world, and I have the ability to do and become these things. That's what art can do. Art has that power. Art has the power to invoke spirit. Art has the power to invoke action. Art has the power to bring people to your community, to make them spend their money, right? So somebody and I'm not going to mention any names in one of these groups and committees, I was trying to tell them how art is important before we got to this day to our economy. And they could not see that. And they were trying to tell me that we were putting too much emphasis on it. And I said, well, why do you think people go to New York City? You think they go there to see the Empire State Building? No, sir. You think that's I mean, maybe you really believe that they're looking for the Big Apple or something. that the entire city really prominence grows out of its art. Yes. And if we understand that relationship, then there's no reach. And if we reach deep back into Newark's history, we understand that art has always been here with us. Right. Now, I didn't make this up. It's not an invention of the mayor. This is just me showing people what we already have. Right. And that's all it is. And to let them express that, and then trying to get our local artists an opportunity to show the world what they've been doing in this city for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And maybe make a few pensions, a few coins, a few nickels off of it at the same time. And so we have the International Film Festival. We have the Black Film Festival in the city of Newark. We have the citywide mural project that goes on in our community. We have NJ Pack that is a part of our Centers for Hope and the arts education program that is in the schools in the city here. We have dozens of small arts organizations in our community, visual arts, performing arts, all these things that happen here in the city of Newark. When I was a kid, I went to the museum every Saturday, to the Newark Museum every Saturday. My father and mother made me go to the Newark Museum every Saturday. I hated it, but I went every single Saturday to the Newark Museum as a child and participated in art and culture and sculpture and all these things. And today, I have a deep understanding and appreciation for the arts in this city. So as we went over the numbers, it was very obvious the importance that art is to our economy, but we really need to see how important art is to our well-being. And that's kind of the most important aspect of it. And we do not make a kind of separation between art and the rest of our life, right? Because art is the expression of science, right? You cannot be an artist, right? An artist unless you understand science in some way. And that's a fact. And my father used to tell me that the best people who can manipulate the language knows it the best. Right. Right. So in order for us to manipulate the kind of things that science, gravity, and all these kind of things that happen, we have to know it, and then it becomes art when we express it. So enough of that. This summer, the city of Newark decided to produce a brief film highlighting the city's focus on public art through a citywide mural project. We selected a young and upcoming filmmaker, lifelong Newark resident, Nefertiti Ngugu. Thematically, we asked her to focus on city's mission to utilize art as a tool for hope, love, for and belief in the city, family, and community, revitalization and beautification, as well as a weapon against despair, hopelessness, and blight. Yes, a weapon. Amilcar Cabral, culture is a weapon. Another component is every blank wall is a potential canvas to achieve these goals. Since 2015, we have worked with many young and talented artists from Newark, Essex County, New York, Baltimore, and Philly, as well as some international artists. They have installed more than 50 new murals and on new art projects throughout every ward of the city. Newark Citywide Mural Project is a living and robust project that we plan to continue. We believe that it inspires, fosters beauty and love in our city's culturally rich neighborhoods. So please take this opportunity to enjoy what we have. Thank you.
Art is something more than just being decorative.
It's transforming. It gives people hope.
With my artwork, I want to change lives in some way.
Going out every day and you see something new in your community, a new piece of artwork, and you wonder who created it and what was the inspiration.
I think that art is transformative, and if we transform the city, we can't do it without art. Having public work displayed, it's so vital, because as an artist, your life is your message. So the mural project was a beautification project trying to create beauty in places that didn't exist throughout the city. We wanted people to be able to come out their doors and experience something like what they can experience if they walk through the Newark Museum.
We use the creative placemaking as a way to beautify neighborhoods, beautify communities, and beautify the souls of the people who live there.
We just want to show how artistic expression can be a means to transform communities.
Living in Newark, it has its own kind of culture, so I kind of want to reflect that in my paintings and show like pride to live here.
A lot of my pieces are music, jazz-based pieces, so I wanted to have something that would capture maybe 3 different generations, so you have the grandfather, father, and the daughter. My mother always inspired me to keep on drawing. To see it today, you know, it's just like, sometimes it gets overwhelming because I said, this is just the beginning, you know?
I feel that art is transforming the city in a major way because we're getting more and more people that are not prone to gallery culture, artistic culture, that want to know what it's about.
The mural project in itself is a great, great way of bringing life to a city. It's also a great way of bringing people together. They have something to talk about.
Since I deal with a lot of
You've seen a snippet of that. It runs 7 minutes. We invite you to come back and see more. This is also available on YouTube, right? Yes, YouTube. What an impressive remarks from our mayor. You all are beautiful out there. There's nothing more to be said other than to say, let's continue to fight for the arts. Let's continue to make sure that the arts are integral to our community, both in our wards, all of our wards, Central Art Ward, and I want to invite all of our artists and arts organizations, especially the ones who participated in the study, to come forward. We're going to do a big photo op with the mayor as we conclude. And we're going to do questions now. So I'm going to ask our press officer, Marjorie, if there are questions from the press. Questions from the press.
Any questions from the media? Jacques?
Yeah, just mayor or him, we started the opening from Symphony Hall. Is there any development or renovation of Symphony Hall?
Well, as part of the mayor's cultural plan for the city, we're looking at all of the parts of the city, how we can strengthen them, and certainly Lincoln Park and Symphony Hall and the parts of that are really a part of where we see our city getting stronger and stronger. So I would say stay tuned, very exciting.
Questions? No questions.
Thank you all. Well, Mr. Council.
Is there going to be a continuation of music venues that are opening up in the area? As Is there an emphasis on that?
I think that there's an emphasis on music and dance and theater. There's a need for all of it. So I think as you're getting invited to the cultural plan meetings, in fact, there are flyers in the rear of the room about these meetings where we're bringing community engagement. We need to learn more about the demand for that. We're working with some great sponsors who are supporting this work. I see some of our others who are in the world. I want to let the mayor answer that question as well.
You were doing a great job. I would have stopped you. But yes, I mean, you know, we obviously, Marcus Samuelson is obviously opening up his space, and we are, you know, primed to get other spaces like that. And I know we, NCDC is working every day to bring opportunity like that to the city. And the great thing is that there's a lot of interest in making these things happen in the city of Newark. So what we are actually trying to work on very, very deliberately is creating more artist residencies in the city with kind of shared workspace in them. While we are inviting other people to open up business, we want to create opportunity for the folks that are here. We have identified a spot downtown that we are going to commandeer as all of the development goes up, that we're going to hold just for us. And who knows, we may call it Kawaii Tower.
Yes!
But we have one on Clinton Avenue. We have on Clinton Avenue you know, the Nina Simone House, the artist workspace that we're creating up there. And you know, we want that to be an example of what we begin to do. And I know at Theater Square there are going to be spaces for artists as well in there. So we want to continue to create a community where artists can not just perform and hang out, but they can live in the city.
Mayor, the city is so rich with arts organizations and cultural institutions and programs and whatnot. Can you speak to what can be done to create deeper sustainability for independent artists in the city and independent arts?
Good question.
Well,
like art locales.